All right, finally, weeks later. Let's go ahead and turn that fucker sideways. Getting ready to drop this in to the car, and using the stock dust shield that comes on the 6075, we can see that, well, that's no freaking bueno right there. So we're going to quickly just grab a pair of tin snips and snip that off. We'll clean that up a little bit. We're gonna mark the plate when this is all just going in right now for mock-up. Like, nothing's permanent. This isn't gonna go in and get fired up because the timing's way off. We still gotta do the front, oil filter relocation kit and all that jazz. So we're gonna just snip that off real fast, make room, pop the input or the mid shaft in. Then we're gonna go drop this thing in the car, finally. And then we're gonna start mocking up for like headers and other shit. Should probably change those studs out before I put them in because they looking crusty like a crab. I'm gonna go ahead and do that too before I drop it in. So yeah, but fuck yeah, man, here we are. Get ready to put this sucker in, and head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Pull it back out 2 times at the most is what my my guesstimation. Then we're gonna put the intake manifold on while it's in, and we're gonna see how much hood clearance we're gonna have to remove to accommodate. And we're also going to be looking, because this fucker right here sticks way further out than a stock car, but we're going to see. I should have tons and tons of room, but we're going to find out. And yeah, don't forget that AC compressor is also trash, so it's here for mock-ups. So it's going to pause this and then drop the sucker in and see that, yes, in fact, you can use stock mounts. Like, some people want to get crazy with these. You can call them torque mounts, dog bones, whatever you want. This is just for the rotation of front to back. The biggest ones you're going to have are the trans mount back here and the forward mount right here, because that's going to set your front to back. That's also going to set your front to back. And so I know some guys want to, reuse the 6075 mount, which actually mounts over here. It creates this whole little bracket gimmick thing. It's just terrible. But they also end up having to come in here, and where the stock 72 mount is right here on the frame, they actually have to end up moving it further back towards the strut tower, which means cruise control has to get moved or removed. And then that's just the power steering reservoir that can get moved either direction. But yeah, I'm trying to keep stock drop-in locations for both of these. So yeah, so let's give them a few minutes, drop this sucker in, see what's up. All right, use the old Ryobi tried and true cutoff wheel. I'm gonna go ahead and get that bad boy installed on here. Again, 2 simple 14mm bolts, and then, sorry, brightness is jumping all over the place. Yeah, get that installed, and hopefully we'll get it in. All right, so I'm gonna put this on a stand, so I apologize if it's kind of janky. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna change out these studs. Yep. Tons of replacement studs from the junkyard. Everything's good to go. Now, one of the things that I found that works the best for doing stuff like this is you take one stud, now those actually cleaned up pretty well running it down, so we may not change that one per se. But obviously that one just stripped, so what we're gonna do, that one's actually probably gonna be good enough to stay. These are pretty crusty down here. I don't think chasing those is even gonna help at all. We'll see about this one. Yeah, that one helped, but these two definitely too chunky. So I'm gonna go ahead and lower this on our shopping cart engine stand, just so we have it sitting down. We can go ahead and take this off. You can see shopping carts for the win, free shopping carts at that. So we're gonna go ahead, and I have tons of these nuts. They seem like a copper type nut because when they're new they're shining. So You can see that it's hard to see, but the first probably half an inch of threads right here are all jacked up. So what I do, you don't have to, you run one in, then you take your box end wrench, the box end part of it, in this case these are 14mm nuts. You go ahead and you put that there, take another one, yank it down, and then you just do that to break it loose. And then you should, nope. Okay, so it's going to be a pain in the butt. Just go ahead and thread another one on, like that. Just that, break it loose. That. Then what you can do is, what I do, spin the nut on backwards, like so. But you got it pretty loose. Then you can take this front one, like that. So, just spin it out. Then, just go in here with your box end, like that. Thread it off. Now, could this one have still been okay? Yeah, maybe. Threads are looking a little thin from all the crusty rustiness, so it's just easier to change them out. And then, exact opposite to put it back together.
I tagged you. I know. That's the important video.
It's okay, guys. And then snug it up. Then like that. Like so. Now you just changed your stud out, you're good to go there. So I'm going to chase these two, see how these go. Hopefully good. That one's definitely getting replaced though, because it's pretty nasty. Probably just going to replace these two down here. The rest of these are pretty good. I don't think I'm going to be too concerned about them. But let me get these done, because again, this is going to be the back of the motor, so it's going to be the biggest pain in the ass. Sliding the manifold flanges on and off. And then again, for my manifold flanges, all I'm using is the actual flange that comes on the 75 motor, MyVec or non-MyVec. It's all the same. And so just cut the top of the flange, cut off the pressed steel, stamped steel manifolds. I'm going to use those with the headers that I have, and then I'm going to just slowly start cutting tube, figure out, okay, obviously these are going to have to come this way and down. This is almost going to have to be like a 3-into-1, so it's going to be these to feed to here, straight down. So this one's going to have to be kind of tight, coming down in front of the manifold here. Same thing with this one, they're going to have to come further back. This one's going to have to come further in so they can merge. I'm trying to do it for a 2.5-inch pipe right here to meet to a 2.5-inch flange on the other side. The stock exhaust is like 2 1/8, maybe 2 1/4 at most. So it's pretty dinky. And considering this is 0.3 or almost a full liter of displacement larger, it's going to flow a lot more air. So we're going to want to make sure we can get all those exhaust gases out. Now again, this is just a stock motor for right now. We're going to eventually be going boost. So for right now, this is just a lot of mock-up, a lot of trial and error, trying to get this run on stock electronics. So it can be done. I know it can be done. It's just a cookie cutter motor, just like every other Mitsubishi product. So let me go ahead and pause the video, get these other two changed out, probably 3, we'll see, and then we'll get this thing dropped in. So I just realized that the stock front bolt, the hole for it is absolutely ginormous, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these bushings that I have, because I have random bushings, and this giant bolt right here to make new holes in the front dog bone, and I'm going to use that to keep this thing planted, because I believe these are old 3SX mounts. Don't quote me to it, but I'm pretty sure they are. And yeah, never realized that hole was that ginormous. My Jesus.